Hello. Guess what time it is? Well, according to this trusty clock right here, it's 3:30. Later on today, I'm going to be making some announcements about some changes I'm making in my company. And this is not an advertisement for my company right here, but I do want to give you some insight on making changes with your company and making changes in your life. I am by nature a perfectionist. Now, you may look at my desk and see a mess, or you may look somewhere else and see things in disarray and say, well, you can't be a perfectionist if that's the way that you are. But actually, those things are side effects of having a perfectionist mindset. Sometimes I don't want to start something until I know that it can be perfect. You ever have that problem? I don't want to make a direction change until I know all the answers. By nature, I want to have it all figured out before I start the next part. Now, it is also within my nature to start something and have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, and right on down the line. But one of the things that I'm about to do is launch a new direction in my company, and I would like to have had my website up and 100% good, and my Facebook page tweaked, and some of my other details done. But you know what? There would always be one more thing that I wish that I could do before I made that change. And so what I'm working on now is, what can I start with and what can I build on without losing momentum? So you got two big things going there. One, I can't afford not to start, because you can never finish anything that you don't start. And number two, I cannot afford to begin something that I lose momentum on and cannot go back and fix. So I need to be able to maintain that momentum, and when I'm guaranteed, at least in my mind, that I can maintain that momentum, and I have the self-discipline to launch it and get started and to carry it through, and when I have the determination and the drive and the dream and the goal and the plan in place to a certain extent so that I know that I can go, that's when I launch. I can't wait to launch until everything is perfect and looks like I think it's going to be. Now, over the next few weeks, there'll be some things that you will see different if you see videos that I do. One, you may or may not see me at 3:30. Some of you are not watching at 3:30 now, you're watching later in the day, so those things won't matter to you. Some of you are tuning in at 3:30, some of you are tuning in a few minutes after, but there may be a time change. There will be a clock change. The face of this clock right here behind me, it won't say the Integrity Project anymore. It's going to say Incorva. And it may say something about life coaching. Life coaching is the things that we're going to be focusing on and doing. And I'm going to be offering classes on life coaching. And I don't have all of my details ready yet, but later today, I'll be announcing that I'm getting started. You know what? I'm going to get people on board, and we're going to go together. And I can't tell you everything that's going to happen mapping out the rest of my life. I can't tell you everything that's going to happen mapping out the rest of my company. I can tell you the steps that I want to take, and I can tell you my end goal. But I cannot tell you every individual simple step that I'll be taking, because I don't know. Some of you own your own businesses. Many of you this weekend are going to be celebrating the 4th of July and independence and your freedoms. And in all of this, in owning your own company and being a free person, there's a responsibility that you move. Not move to another place, as we tend to think about it in our country. Moving generally for us will mean moving from one house to another or one office to another. But we have to progressively move forward. Our thinking has to develop. Our mindset has to develop. We have to move from where we are toward that goal where we want to be. In order to be successful, you cannot stay where you are unless your goal is to be exactly where you are from now on. Do you like your life? Do you like where you are? Do you like your company? Do you like where it is? Do you like your income? Do you like it where it is? Do you like your relationships? Are they all perfect? Do you like everything like this? If not, it needs to begin to move. So later today, as I begin to move, there are going to be some things that I have to catch up on. There are going to be some things that I have to tweak as I go. There are going to be some things that I have to build. For one thing, I'm going to have to build a team. I'm going to need more people here with me I'm going to need people I'm equipping. I'm going to need somebody else in the office. There will be people that I need to help me get where I need to go. There will be information that I need. I'm going to have to continue to learn and grow. There will be new commitments that I will have to make. There'll be new clock faces that I have to tweak. There will be a web page that I have to work on. There will be a Facebook page I have to tweak. There are going to be some cards I have to do, some certificates I have to design. Many different things will have to be in place for me to get from where I am to where I want to be. But one thing is guaranteed, I cannot get there if I stay here. I cannot get to the goal if I do not start a process. Those of you that are struggling right now with your companies, especially in the Millersville, Georgia area, and the COVID-19 and the restrictions that we've got here, I understand your pain. I understand the challenges. I understand the customer base changing. I understand the difficulties with income and figuring out what you're going to do about your unemployment or your reemployment or your growing your company or paying your rent or getting these things done. I understand that. I own a company, run that company, have the same struggles, have the same thoughts. But as we work on these things, as we build our companies, we cannot always wait till everything looks good and some of you that are leaders say, well, I know that's true. We have to take responsibility as leaders for our decisions. But sometimes the responsibility that we have to take is the responsibility to make a decision. Many of us, as I said a little while ago, are going to be exercising our independence or our freedom this weekend as we celebrate the 4th of July and Independence Day here in America. But one of the things that we need to remember is we do have the freedom to complain when things are wrong. We do have the freedom to talk about things that are difficult in our relationships, but we also have the freedom to celebrate what's right. And we also have the freedom to celebrate deeper relationships and to cultivate new relationships and learn to meet better friends, better ways to do things, better areas to live, better places to go. See, we're not stuck. We can move. And sometimes you have to move some and figure out where you're going on the way there. I went to a John Maxwell training session one time, and one of the main speakers there said two things that are very important for those of you who are business leaders in this time right now. One of the things that they said was that done beats perfect. If you're working on your website, you're working on your new design for your company, sometimes you have to get to a point where you say, this is it, this is what I'm going with, and you may tweak it later on, you may work out the kinks later on, but completed beats the plan in your mind that you're waiting on to get perfect, because someone else may start and finish the task before you ever start if you're trying to make sure it's perfect before anything happens. And another thing that they said is that sometimes you have to leap and learn how to fly on your way down. Some of you right now are considering new businesses to go into. I've got some friends that have started saying things like, I've always wanted to be an artist. Now that I've got some time, I'm going to draw this, I'm going to do this. And man, some of those things are awesome. Some of those people, I honestly think, will be able to make a better living doing the artwork than they were doing the other things they were doing. Some will be able to make excellent supplemental income with the poems that they're writing or the things that they are drawing, the sketching, the paintings. It's amazing. Some of the stories that people are writing now are off the chart great. And people sometimes think about changing a career, changing the direction. What do I do? Well, until I know exactly what I want to do, I can't go. It is good to lay a plan. It is good to measure the cost. It is good to map out what you want to do, but it is also good to start. You don't always have to know all the answers about where you're going. You don't always have to know all the details of the trip. You just want to know that destination. Many of us at times in the past have embarked on a vacation journey. And we knew where we wanted to go, but we didn't exactly know the best way to get there. And we would take detours and do a little sightseeing, and we wound up at the place where we wanted to take that vacation, that destination. For our United Kingdom friends, that when you're going on holiday, you're going to that place. And you don't always know the details of the trip, but you know where you want to wind up. Set yourself a destination and begin. And when you have started it, let that be your point where you say, this is it. I've done the tough part. I have begun. And done beats perfect when you're starting your plan. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep educating yourself. Get you a good coach that can help you out, or a peer mentor, someone that can encourage you where you are. Get somebody that can help you go, help you stay on track, be an accountability partner for you, help you with that game plan. Don't stop. Make it happen. Dream big, and then get started on your dream, on your plan. Look, I got faith in you. I believe in you. You can do it. Just don't stay where you are. Move.